How people look rich but are actually broke. The truth behind the lifestyle and what it's actually costing you. Look at his Instagram. Last weekend, a rooftop brunch in a city hotel. The weekend before, a flight to a beach destination. His phone is the latest flagship. His shoes are a recognizable brand. His jacket costs more than most people's monthly grocery bill. Every photo is perfectly lit. Every caption sounds effortless. His life, from the outside, looks like it belongs in a magazine. Now look at his bank account. 11,000 rupees. It's the 14th of the month. His salary comes on the 1st. In 13 days, he burned through nearly everything. The phone is on a 24-month installment. The flight was a credit card transaction he's been rolling over. The brunch was split across 2 cards because one was nearly at its limit. The jacket was bought during a sale using a buy now, pay later app he downloaded specifically for that purchase. He is not rich. He is performing richness, and he is exhausted by the performance. This is not a fringe story. This is the defining financial pattern of an entire generation. People who look wealthy on every surface, the clothes, the gadgets, the food, the travel, but who are one missed paycheck away from genuine crisis. People who have curated the appearance of a comfortable life while quietly drowning in financial stress. Today, I want to talk about this honestly. Not to shame anyone, not to lecture, but because this pattern is destroying people's futures in slow motion, and almost nobody is talking about what it actually costs. Let's begin with something uncomfortable. The signals we use to judge wealth are almost entirely wrong. For most of human history, the wealthy actually looked wealthy. They owned land, they had possessions that took real money to acquire. There was a reasonable connection between visible assets and actual financial health. That connection no longer exists. Today, almost anything can be acquired with a monthly payment small enough to feel harmless. The phone that costs 60,000 rupees becomes 2,500 a month. The watch that costs 40,000 is available on zero-cost EMI. The vacation that costs 80,000 can be booked on a credit card and paid off slowly over the next year, or never fully paid off at all. The branded outfit can be purchased using a buy now, pay later app in 3 clicks. We have built an entire financial infrastructure designed to make expensive things accessible to people who cannot actually afford them. And we have built an entire social culture that rewards the consumption of those expensive things with attention, admiration, and status. The result is a world where looking rich has never been cheaper and being rich has never been harder to identify from the outside. Let me walk you through the specific patterns, the exact behaviors that create the illusion of wealth while quietly gutting actual financial security. The first pattern is the flagship phone cycle. The latest premium smartphone costs between 60,000 and 1,20,000 rupees. Almost nobody who buys one at launch has that money sitting in their account. They don't need to. The exchange offer knocks off 15,000. The bank offers zero-cost EMI for 12 or 18 months. The monthly payment sounds reasonable. So every year or two, a new phone arrives and the cycle continues. Here is what this actually costs. 12,000 rupees a month on a phone EMI, sustained over 10 years with consistent upgrades, is 14,40,000 rupees spent on depreciating devices. The phone you bought for 80,000 is worth 12,000 in 2 years. You are on a conveyor belt of spending that produces nothing, builds nothing, and compounds into nothing. But the phone is visible. The phone signals something. It sits on the cafe table. It comes out at dinner. People notice. And in a world where people are constantly performing for each other, the phone has become a status prop more than a communication tool. The second pattern is branded clothing with zero savings. Walk through any upscale shopping area and you will see young professionals wearing shoes that cost 8 to 15,000 rupees, carrying bags that cost 12 to 20,000, wearing clothing that signals brand awareness at every price point. The outfit can easily total 30 to 50,000 rupees. Ask that same person what their emergency fund looks like. Most don't have one. Ask about investments. Many have either not started or stopped after market volatility scared them. Ask about savings as a percentage of income, often single digits or zero. The wardrobe is funded. The future is not. There is a specific psychology at play here. Clothes are social. You wear them in front of people. They invite comments, compliments, recognition. A savings account is invisible. It generates no social feedback whatsoever. In a world optimized for social feedback, money flows toward what is seen and away from what isn't. Brands understand this completely. The entire positioning of aspirational fashion is built around the idea that wearing the right thing communicates something about who you are. And for people who feel uncertain about their status, which is most people, that communication feels worth paying for, even when they cannot actually afford it. The third pattern is the cafe and restaurant lifestyle. Coffee culture is real, it's enjoyable, and it is genuinely expensive in ways people systematically underestimate. A 500 rupee coffee 4 times a week is 8,000 rupees a month. Add 2 weekend brunches at a trendy restaurant, 3 dinners out, and the occasional after-work drinks, and you are looking at 15 to 25,000 rupees a month on food and beverages consumed outside the home. That number, invested monthly for 20 years, becomes somewhere between 1 crore and 2 crores, depending on returns. But the cafe isn't just about the coffee. It's about the photo. It's about the aesthetic. The latte with the foam art, the avocado toast against the marble table, the ambient lighting, the right location. These places are optimized to be photographed, and people pay a premium to participate in that experience, not for the food, but for the image the food provides. The fourth pattern is travel as performance. Travel used to be something people did when they had the resources. Now it's something people do to prove they are the kind of person who travels. Flights go on credit cards, hotels on another. The whole trip is curated for an audience. Then comes the bill, a financial hangover with nothing physical to show for it. Unlike a phone, a vacation leaves only memories and debt that can take a year to clear. Here's what this looks like from the inside. Meet Priya, 29, earns 65,000 rupees a month, 12,000 Instagram followers. Her fixed monthly outflows: rent 16,000, phone EMI 2,800, credit card minimums 8,000, a Europe trip loan 5,200, subscriptions 3,400, total 35,400 before a single meal or commute. 6 years of working, 42,000 in savings. Her Instagram tells a completely different story, and 12,000 people believe it.
The cost goes beyond money. Financial anxiety is chronic stress consuming energy every day. The performance must be constantly fed with new content, and because it's expensive, the actual financial situation keeps getting worse. There's also a profound loneliness. You can't tell anyone you can't afford the birthday dinner. You can't ask for help without dismantling the image you've built. The gap between appearance and reality costs you money, honesty, connection, and peace. Real financial health looks nothing like Instagram. The person genuinely building wealth looks ordinary. Older phone, decent but unbranded clothes, planned vacations. What they have that nobody can see: an emergency fund, systematic investments running every month without fail, no credit card debt carried forward, and growing options. What they have that nobody can see: an emergency fund covering 6 months of expenses, systematic investments running every month without fail, no credit card debt carried from month to month, growing net worth. Options. Calculate your actual net worth, not your salary, not your lifestyle, your actual net worth, what you own minus what you owe. If that number is 0 or negative, you are not building wealth, regardless of what your life looks like from the outside. That number is the only honest measure of financial progress. Stop performing for people who don't know your bank balance. The audience you are playing to cannot pay your bills, fund your retirement, or help you through a financial emergency. Their attention is worth nothing in your account. Their admiration costs you real money. Here is the truth that the appearance of wealth will never show you. The most financially comfortable people you will ever meet, the ones who have real security, real options, real peace, almost none of them look the way you think wealthy people look. They look ordinary. They are not performing anything. They don't need to. The performance is for people who don't have it yet. The people who have actually built something don't need the brunch photo or the branded shoe or the latest phone. They don't need the validation because they have the reality.
Picture 2 versions of yourself 10 years from now. In one version, the feed still looks great, the outfits are still on point, the travel posts still come every few months, but the bank account is still single digits on the 25th of the month. The credit card debt has grown, the anxiety has grown with it. A decade of income has passed, and the net worth is essentially unchanged. The performance continues, because stopping it would mean facing what the years actually produced. In the other version, things look quieter. The phone is not the newest, the clothes are not the most branded, but there is something else. There is a number in an investment account that has been growing quietly for a decade. There is an emergency fund that means emergencies don't become catastrophes. There is the ability to make choices about work, about time, about how and where to live that are simply not available to the person still running the performance.